raise later on, but we'll get to that. I will now move on to our third speaker, Tan Suee Chieh. He's currently the immediate past president of the Institute and Faculty of Actuaries and member council of the Association of Institute. Suee Chieh sits on the boards of Singapore University of Social Sciences, Sim Kee Boon Institute of Financial Economics, LSE Trust in Singapore, Singapore School of the Arts, and various boards of the Institute and Faculty of Actuaries. He has a first-class honors degree from the London School of Economics and a master's degree from Columbia University in New York. And obviously, for all of us, he represents our evaluation of pensions, which is always an interesting question we have. So without any further ado, Tan, please go ahead with your intervention.
Thank you very much for inviting me to be part of this panel. And what Sophia said just now really resonates with me about the loss of the specialization of the profession. And consequently, I would like to argue that they have lost the ethical clout which they had 50 years ago. And my story was about in 1970, if you want to authenticate a photograph when you apply for a British passport, or if you want to certify a document in Malaysia, you go to a professional, a bank manager, an accountant, a lawyer, an auditor, but not anymore, because we have become too technocratic, too skilled, but we have lost our standing in an ethical and trustworthy aspect. The professions were the ethical towers 50 years ago. And what has happened since then? There's enough happening in accounting, auditing, and governance failures, in financial scandals, in mis-selling, and very self-serving behaviors in the financial services industry. And accountants, lawyers, actuaries, tax advisors, risk management professionals are at the heart of it. I've been asked to comment on enabling environment, CPD, and integrating notions of purposeful business, and I could talk about what we do in IFOA, the Institute and Faculty of Actuaries on Regulations and Ethics, positioning, and also responding to external contexts, and also things in the pipeline. But I thought that maybe we should take a step back, and really ask ourselves, what problem are we trying to solve? And what role we can play as human beings and as professionals. And I would like to maybe set a scene by saying just 10 points. Point one, the ecological and sustainability challenges we face today are systemic and threaten the survival of humanity. And I don't think it's controversial. Two, our politics have become more ideological, more fundamentalist, more nationalistic, and more populist, and less effective and less purposeful. Three, never in living memory has social inequality been so deep and exposed, planetary conditions so degraded, and political systems so broken. Four, the problem we have today are systemic and wicked. Systemic problems require systemic interventions, not systematic interventions. Wicked problems require clumsy solutions, and we need practical wisdom, phronesis. Five, no one holds the key to change, not a single government, not a single profession, not a single organization, not least a single individual. Six, politics will respond to civil society. Professions and corporations have big roles to play, and so do the people. There are many good analysis and answers out there at different levels, but who is doing the listening? Who has articulated a theory of change? Seven, we have pluralism and diversity of paradigms. We have to change the paradigms we are operating in. As Tomasi said, if you want things to stay as they are, everything will have to change. This is an inch-by-inch fight. Eight, systematic intervention requires courage, imagination, and conviction. and we also need humility and judgment. 9, the work is simultaneous on all levels of work, as described by Elliot Jacks. We have to expand our time horizon. We have to be multidisciplinary. We have to arouse purpose, goodness, morality, and consciousness within us, as described by Donella Meadows in Systems Thinking. 10, deep engagement and dialogue across all segments of society is key. For the professional, it is the awakening of our consciousness, our obligation, and our ethics. We need to cause, engender, and arouse an inner movement of our conscience and manifest it as a public morality as we walk into the streets of life and public debate. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Tan. I think it was a very important call, almost a heart and a head kind of call about what's happening to the whole system, and I certainly join those comments and agree with those comments. Thank you for your intervention. We have just in time our fourth speaker has been able to join us. Richard, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you. Thank you for joining. I know it's not been easy in the last few minutes.
Yeah.
So if you don't mind, I'm just going to introduce you. And
yeah,
we've gone through you're the last speaker, so that kind of fits perfectly. So Richard Gillingwater is the chairman of Janus Henderson. He's also been is currently has been a non-executive director and chairman of Janus Henderson since May 2017. In his non-executive career, he's been chairman of CDC Group PLC and SSC PLC.